Hey everybody, welcome to another video. It's the beginning of the school year. I couldn't be happier to be here. I couldn't be happier to be making this video. Let's jump into it. What are we doing? We're making a Snapchat-like program using MIT App Inventor where we can take a picture and then we're going to be able to draw on that picture in a variety of colors, variety of pen thicknesses. So let's jump in. How do we do it? I mentioned we're using MIT App Inventor. Maybe some people have used that, maybe not. The easiest way to access that is just to search up MIT App Inventor right there. There we go. It'll pop right up. I actually have it open right here. You can click the link and then click this button right up here that says create apps. Now, after you sign in, it's going to, it's going to ask you to sign in. I recommend using your Google account, your school Google account, so it will save everything for you. Then let's see, let's go over here to the projects, my projects. You'll probably see something like this once you sign in and get your account all set up, everything like that. And yours will probably be empty because you haven't made anything yet. Mine, as you can see, got a lot of stuff going on here. And I actually started this program right here, which I called Snapchat 2. You can start a new project right here by clicking this button. You can delete projects, whatever you want to do. So let's click on that one. And there we go. It loads it for me. You can see everything's blank so far. I haven't done much with it yet, but we're about to dig in here. So let's not waste too much time talking, and let's start with the coding. So what are we kind of looking at here? Let me just give you a very quick tour of MIT App Inventor. This screen right here is where you kind of grab the components and control what the screen is going to look like on the app, right? So remember, we're programming this for use on a tablet or cell phone. So all of these things are things that might appear like button, checkboxes, dates, right? Stuff like that. And then as you go through these, there's a lot of different things we can look at, right? There's layouts, so you can organize stuff on the screen. There's media, so you can actually have access to the camera. Speaking of the camera, we want the camera involved. So let's just go ahead and drag it over here, right there. And then you can see the camera pops up in the components, and you can see camera pops up in the non-visible components, right? But it doesn't show up on the screen because a camera is an intrinsic part of your cell phone. It's not part of the screen right there. But there's all this stuff, the player, the sound recorder, all of this, drawing and animation, maps, sensors, social, storage. We are going to use all of these. Well, not all of them, but we're going to use many of these in the coming month or two as we program more apps and get more familiar with this stuff. Okay, so let's see. We know we need the camera, right? So the goal again is to take a picture, have it display, and be able to draw on that picture. So in order to start the whole chain in motion, we're actually going to use a button. So that button will be right there, pop up, and you can see the components. Now we have the button, which is visible on the screen, and we have the camera, which is invisible. Now with the button, we can do a few things. One is, let's just rename this button. Let's name this the picture button or the camera button or whatever you want to do. Go ahead and you'll notice you can rename it. Now it's named picture. But right here on the text, it still says text for button one. It didn't change the text. So in order to mess with something like that, we're going to have to go over here to the properties. Now you can do all kinds of things over here with the properties. You can, for instance, bold the font and you can see it becomes bold. You can set it to italic. You can see it becomes italic. You can change the font size. For instance, if I wanted to go down to font size 13, you can see it gets slightly smaller. You can change the height. For instance, if I wanted to fill the parent, it would take up the entire screen, not leaving much for the picture. So that would be unfortunate. So maybe we won't do fill parent for this one, but now you can see what that does. You can choose automatic, which is nice. Automatic, and click OK. Or you could set an actual number of pixels. For instance, if I went to, I think, 20 pixels, something like that, I think it'll get a little bit smaller right there. Or if I went to, 30, it'll probably look about the same. The width, of course, is similar to the height. The image, if you wanted a background image for your button, you could do that. And then we get down here, the all important text for button 1. Let's change that, and let's change that to take the picture, or let's just say take picture. There we go. All right, and it's visible. Okay, and there we go. And now it has become take picture. And there we go. Now that is all looking good. We do need one more thing, however, which is if we go to media, no, user interface. Where is this thing? It's called a canvas. And what a canvas does is similar to like with a painting or something. It will allow us to draw stuff and to display images, things like that, right? So of course we're going to need one of those. We'll pull in the canvas, and it just defaults to canvas 1. We could rename it. We could set some properties of it. But I think for now, that's probably okay. So let's go with that. And let's go over here and click this button, which will take us over to where we can do the actual programming, right? So this is where we're just kind of setting up the app, setting up the screen, pulling in all the stuff that we're going to use for the app in here. And then we come over here to the blocks, and we get to this screen, which lets us do the coding. All right, so how are we going to code this thing? Right. So the first thing we're going to do is we want the an event and an event handler. So an event is like when your user does something to interact with the app, right? So when they pick it up and they tap the screen, or they shake it, right? All of those would be examples of an event. They drag their finger around, right? Those are all events. And then the way the program responds to those events is called the event handler. So we're going to look right here in the event handler drawer for the button that's named picture, right? So what we want to have happen is when you click the button that says take picture, so we're going to grab this block right here. When picture dot clicked, in other words, when we click the picture button, what do we want to do? Of course, we want to take a picture, right? So it makes sense that, in here, there's all kinds of blocks, right? But it kind of makes sense that we would look in the camera drawer to find that take picture block. And then we can just snap it together right there. Perfect, easy. Okay, so when picture is clicked, what are we going to do? We're going to call the camera, and we're going to take the picture. Perfect. Okay. Now, also in camera 1 is this right here, after picture. So when after the picture is taken, what should we do? And of course, we want to set the screen, the background of the app. We want to set that to the picture. So we're going to go here to canvas 1. And we're going to go, and it takes a second to find these right here, but we're going to set the background image to, and I'm going to go right here to get image. So after the picture is taken, the image that is yielded from that camera taking the picture, we're going to set the canvas background to it. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and test this out. Let's save the project if you haven't done so already. And we'll go back to the designer view right here, and let's go to connect, and we're going to click on AI companion. This screen will pop up right here. I'm going to unlock my tablet, and of course I was already doing this, so let's get rid of that. We'll close our apps here, pardon me. Okay, now we're going to click on this MIT AI2 companion. Click on that. It might give me a warning that says it's out of date. No, it doesn't. Okay, now you can either type in EWUFGQ, or you can click scan QR code, and then you can just hold it up here, and you can connect it right there. Okay, we are using an out-of-date companion. Yes, I will run the software update. Now we can see some things that we have to troubleshoot, probably from messing with our height or something. Our take picture text is not completely showing up. So some things we could do to that are to kind of like reduce the amount of background image, reduce the font size. So let me try troubleshooting this right here. Let's say if I just reduce this to 10 and I click off, there we go. Oh, and the text got smaller there. Did anything happen here? I don't think this updated. So, you might have to connect, reset connection. And then sometimes it will kind of update for you. Sometimes you have to go ahead and reset the connection. Let's see. Let's close the app, close all apps, and let's load it up again. and we'll go to AI companion here, scan QR code, and see if this helps, and we can see the full text now. All right, dismiss. Oh, did I? No? Interesting. Okay, well, that's okay. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this right now. Let's keep going. And clearly, we would have to troubleshoot this a little bit more. But if we click the take picture button, what happens? Okay, there we go. Good. We'll go ahead and take a picture here of our recording setup. And there it is. We'll click OK. And now there you go. The background picture has popped up right there, but you can see we can't draw anything yet. So let's go through quickly how to draw something on there. So let's go over to the blocks view again here. And you might be kind of starting to guess, like, where are we going to look for this? We're going to look in the canvas drawer right here. And I believe the what we need to do is call canvas one draw line, right? So that is what we want to have happen. But we need an event handler, right? You can kind of see this block needs to be snapped into something. So let's look at canvas one again and see which one of these makes sense. When canvas one is dragged, maybe flung, touched down, touch up, or touched. Let's see. I believe we want to go with dragged, because when we're drawing, right, we're not just going to be touching the surface. We're going to be taking our finger and dragging it around the screen. So there we go. All right, now putting these together, we're actually going to use previous X right here, if I can get a hold of it. Previous X. No? Okay. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Let's try current X. Okay. So if I mouse over, all right, get current X. We're going to set current X into X2, current Y into Y2, and then we're going to do previous X into X1 and previous Y into Y1. So this is basically saying draw a line, and if you imagine your XY coordinates, right, from your previous X to your current X, kind of like following your finger around as you draw it. Okay, so again, let's go to projects. Let's save our project and let's reset the connection, and let's connect again to the AI companion here. And let's see, here we go. Let's scan our QR code. Okay. Error receiving blocks from the browser. Interesting. Dismiss. Connect with code. Yeah, did that work? Okay, perhaps we have an error here. When canvas one dot dragged draw line, previous X, current X, previous Y, current Y, all of that looks good. Let's try it one more time. Reset connection and connect to the AI companion. Scan QR code here. Okay. All right. It pops up again. Dismiss. Let's take that picture. And here we go. Take a picture of the microphone. That might be interesting. And we'll okay that picture. There we go. All right, now let's see if we can draw on it. And you can see it pretty well works pretty good. We can drag around. We can draw on our picture. So there you go. That is about it that you need for level 2. I think you can follow the video here to get that. I'm going to give you just a couple of clues as to how to do the level 3. I'm going to show you this slider right here. Of course, you will need some more buttons, and you will also need a slider. And then going over to the blocks, we'll point out that there's this color blocks option right here. And Canvas 1 contains a great many things that may be of use in terms of changing the color. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Good luck.